So it's recording, so we can just here.
So why don't you be the moderator and ask,
Sure.
Who are you, who are we, and how did this project get started, that kind of thing.
So you're Jeff Hodge. You're a park ranger.
I am.
Okay. And where have you been a park ranger before?
Well, I started volunteering in parks in the Great Smoky Mountains, where I grew up, when I was 19, and went off and did a career, and stopped that career about 3 years ago and decided I wanted to be in parks, and I didn't know if that was going to be possible. So I came west, and I volunteered again in Yosemite as a seasonal ranger there, and then got picked up in Yellowstone the following year, and in San Juan Islands last year, and just got hired as a permanent ranger in the San Juan Islands. Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks, yeah, pretty psyched about it.
Well, for what's relatively a brief time with the Park Service, you have gone through amazing parks, Yellowstone and Yosemite.
I know. Yeah, no, I'm very, very fortunate. I don't know how I lucked into that, but I think what happened was my career in marketing and business prepared me for audiences and prepared me to tell stories. And that's really what an interpretive ranger is all about for the Park Service, is telling stories. Learning about so many different things in parks, absolutely fascinating, from flora and fauna to history, Native American history, geology, which is a big story in Yosemite and Yellowstone. Absolutely fascinating to me, and I think people see that, and I think they can tell when you love it and when you're moved by it. They can't help but be moved by it.
Fair enough. So that's kind of why we're starting the series.
Yeah.
The Ranger Walks.
Yeah. Yeah, tentatively called Flat Hat Chronicles, but could be,
Flat Hat Chronicles.
Could be Flat Hat Walks, Ranger Walks, could be almost anything. But it actually was, my idea was generated by some stuff you were doing. You're doing some stuff with Creative Fresno, and I think they were launching last year when I was here, they were launching or getting ready to launch a radio station.
That's right.
Yeah, that's we were talking about content, and that's kind of where it sprang from, right? Oh.
That's the idea, and they're still going to do that radio segment, but luckily Creative Fresno has partnered with CMAC here in Fresno, and they're of course a video service, and so now we're able to incorporate video and audio, so hopefully these publications can get out on both media and move forward. What is your goal? I know that you want to show everyone the park, but if you could see this kind of as a big picture, what you want it to see at the very end, maybe like 5 years from now, where do you see it then?
I think, so here's where the genesis of the idea was. There are millions of people visit national parks every year, and they're motivated by lots of things. They're connected to parks in lots of different ways, and one of the ways that I hear from visitors over and over again is that they're really interested in the ranger walks, and they remember ranger walks when they were kids. Some of them even remember the ranger's name and what the topic was. So from 40 years ago.
So that now they're remembering you.
Well, maybe. I often wonder how many people's vacation photos I'm in. Probably a lot. But that's really my goal. Is the only way to get at these is for people to visit a national park. Some people can do that, some people can't. Sometimes it's convenient, sometimes it's not. So that is an incredible amount of content generated by lots of rangers.
That's otherwise not recorded.
Otherwise not recorded.
If you're not there in the presentation.
No, that's exactly right. And I'm sure there are people that video some of those ranger walks during their vacation, etc. But there's no outlet for it. And when I started looking into this, I'm saying, how is that possible? That this incredible content that people are so emotionally tied to and so vested in, how is it that there's not an outlet for that content? So we began looking at it, as you know, and my first thought was, why can't we make this more than a radio station? Why can't we do something like a video series? Or why can't we put this out on cable TV in somebody's basement or otherwise? And that's really what I want to accomplish, is get this incredible content from rangers nationwide and even worldwide. There's no reason that if this worked, that it couldn't be national parks in Australia or Zimbabwe or wherever.
I hope it goes that far.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
You know, I think the immediate goals are, since we are here in Fresno, I know you're from out of state, but we're lucky to have you here. But I would say just like the immediate goals over at least the first couple of episodes,
yep.
Is the amount of people that are here in the Central Valley, in Fresno, that are within hours of these incredible national parks.
Two of the most well-known parks in the system, and two places that if you've ever been, Sequoia Kings Canyon and Yosemite, you'll never forget those.
Exactly. So hopefully we can get some more people to go up there and realize what they have in their backyard.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's amazing the number of people that, when I was in Yosemite and even Yellowstone, people that live close to Yellowstone, live an hour away and haven't been there in 30 or 40 years. It's absolutely amazing.
Well, I look forward to going up with you tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Yosemite is always a treat. I had not seen it for about a year until I was up there about a month and a half ago, and you forget how it stirs the emotions. You forget what that place looks like, and the moment you see tunnel view, it all comes rushing back to you. So yeah, we'll get a little bit of that tomorrow, I think.
I look forward to it.
Thanks very much for all your help with this. I don't know that this would have happened without a little bit of your motivation and your excitement about it, so we'll see where it goes. Who knows? At the very least, we'll have some fun with it, right?
Hey, at least it gets us in the park.
That's exactly right.
Good talking to you.
All right. That was pretty good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it worked out.